Cry 6 blew our minds with the amount of main and side content we've discovered during a 5-hour play session provided by Ubisoft. Jordan and I were invited to dive into the incredible world of Yara ourselves, and in this video we will give you an overview of what you can expect from the first hours to further into the game, including going over the full world map size, as well as the huge amount of new and returning activities and more. So if you like that and are excited for Far Cry 6, a like on the video would be very much appreciated, and let's go. Don't forget our Far Cry 6 Ultimate Edition giveaway for a platform of your choice. You can enter via the link in the description, and these giveaways are only for subscribers of the channel. The winner will get an email before the launch, so you have time to pre-order the game as well. Good luck! And if you expected a lower pitched voice, don't worry, you've clicked on the right channel, but Jordan is currently on a vacation, so the other members of the channel, that's Dennis and me, Joyce, hiya, in case you didn't know, are taking over the video content until he gets back. And with that out of the way, let's get into the fresh new info of Far Cry 6, because oh boy, there is a lot of fun stuff to discuss. Let's start with the first ever look at the world map of Yara. We already knew that Far Cry 6 was gonna be the biggest game in the franchise yet, and looks like those early interviews weren't lying. I couldn't even zoom out properly to show off all of the islands, areas and cities to fit on one screen. There are 15 different playable regions that are divided by power ranks, which is an interesting change compared to Far Cry 5 and New Dawn, which worked with resistance meters. The more you claimed a particular region, the tougher the area would be and the more elite enemies you would encounter. More about the new rank system a little later in the video. You start on Isla Santuario on the bottom left of the map and eventually get to the other parts of Yara by going through the main story. The first island counts as a sort of tutorial island where you learn about weapons, gear, how to use the workbench to create the awesome Supremo weapons for example, and more important stuff. You can't go off the island early unfortunately because it's surrounded by a blockade of Anton's forces, so you have to go through these first main operations before you can travel further. Going back to the world map, because after reaching the other part of Yara you can go to other regions immediately. However, some regions are tougher than they look, as pointed out on the map colored in red. This means that it should be harder to survive thanks to tougher enemies and powerful vehicles Anton's forces can use against you. There are also ranks with a skull icon next to it, and that means if you go there with a low rank and get shot on sight, it can instantly kill you. This is especially true when trying to get to the big city of Esperanza right away, because they are even warning you on the right side of the screen. You also can't immediately take a flying vehicle to travel across the whole of Yara. While it seems like a smart move, Anton thought ahead, as there are a ton of spots with restricted airspace where if you fly in that particular area, you will be alerted that anti-air cannons will attack you. So you only got a few seconds to leave the area or the vehicle before you get shot on sight and the vehicle will explode. This means you have to take out these anti-aircraft stations in the region first before you can travel a great distance. Luckily, you still get a parachute on the first island to help with safe landings. Overall, the amount of land in Yara to discover and explore is massive. Even Esperanza is already big in size for a city. There are also little islands to get to by boat or even by jet ski, with tons of secrets and side activities to attend to. So yeah, get ready to get sidetracked a lot and for a good cause. And speaking of side content, there are a variety of activities that you can do in Yara. Let's get into the activities for the ranking system real quick, because you can get Danny to a higher rank not only by going through the main story, but also by destroying enemy outposts. There are checkpoints, for example, where Anton's forces are ready to stop everyone they come across and try to kill resistance fighters, including you. By tearing down these locations, you will free the checkpoint and get some ranking points. The bigger challenges are definitely the FMD bases, which are the military targets where there are tons of enemies. Clearing out these bases stealthy or going in guns blazing, whatever you prefer, changes it to a fast travel spot, gives you more ranking points, and also unlocks a vendor to buy new gear and weapons at. Some places even unlock a vehicle pickup point, and some places contain chests with unique weapons or gear in them, so definitely explore. There are also some tinier hideouts with all a unique look to discover and conquer, all to reach a higher rank to take out those tougher enemies further into Yara. Other side activities that we found are the Gran Premio races, which you can find all over Yara. You participate in these races with a random car, and the race will take place in the same town as the starting point location. By winning, you unlock various new items. items. These rewards vary from new skins or protective plating for your vehicle, but can also contain a unique weapon like this unique sniper rifle, for example. Returning activities are the treasure hunts, where you start by finding a document which will lead you to a spot on the map where the hunt starts. Some are like puzzles where you have to find a way to unlock a door to get to the stash, and others are more creative, like flying after a pelican to get the loot, for example. It's basically the same as in New Dawn, only there are no perk points to get this time since you won't have a skills section anymore. Yes, that's right, Far Cry 6 will not work with skills for your character, but with mods and perks for your weapons and gear. And trust me when I say that there is a huge list of mods and perks to create via the workbench. Here's a snippet of them, and we will create a separate video about this, going over all of them to get in the game, so keep an eye out on the channel. And hunting and fishing return to Far Cry 6 as well, and these activities will give you the materials to trade for supplies at the vendors around Yara. Some you namely need to create and upgrade certain perks or mods on your weapons and gear. And while exploring Yara, you will encounter various troops of Anton's soldiers who are trying to shoot you down if you get spotted, so get ready for some combat. However, you can try to avoid combat by hiding your gun while getting past them. Works definitely in your favor if you're trying this stealthy approach. And if that wasn't enough side content for you, don't worry, because there are also a lot of activities you can do in your home base. The home base you can unlock after completing the tutorial island, and where you can see your character in third person. We will go in depth into these activities and more into a separate video, so keep an eye out on the channel. And you can get to all of these activities, of course, on foot or by summoning your own car from the quick weapon menu, but there are tons of places on the map to find where you can summon different methods of transport, like horses, for example. That last one is actually the best one in my opinion. It gives this nice vibe to travel around the many islands and just gives a moment of calm, you know what I'm saying? To get new horses or vehicles, by the way, Far Cry 6 is a nice feature for that. You take a hold of your phone camera to scan a certain transport you like, and if it's not owned by Anton's forces, it's saved in the menu after scanning. So the next time you're at a summon spot, you see it right here on the list. Also, according to the horse list, you can unlock a unicorn mount somewhere. I mean, it's a unicorn. I just need to find it, okay? For reasons. For military vehicles or horses, you have to actually bring them back to the summon spot to claim them, which is a little harder, but still doable. To wrap up the overview video about our first play session, I definitely can say that I had an amazing time getting to know characters like Juan Cortez, for example, who is, I think, already one of my favorites with his crazy rulebook. And of course, Guapo, which will become your first amigo, by the way. He can attack soldiers with a rough bite, and funny little detail, people will react to it when he's traveling with you.
Nice looking croc.
Of course, you will meet more of these important characters and amigos while exploring Yara, but I will not get into these because of spoilers. Also, I really didn't mind getting sidetracked by all these various things you can do and find around the island, and the mix of serious scenes and chaotic ones over the course of the game also really works well for the 6th installment. I also can't get over how pretty Yara is, and I have something with a tropical vibe, so it definitely puts a smile on my face while playing. Furthermore, you can also explore Yara with 2 people. Yes, there is co-op in Far Cry 6, and we've done it for an hour, and it's actually pretty amazing. I actually wished I had more game time than 5 hours to get further into the main story as well, and Jordan and I also agreed that after our sessions were over, we were hungry for more, so that's definitely a good sign. Of course, this is my shared opinion, but Jordan will definitely share his when he gets back from his vacation. And that's all we've got for now for Far Cry 6, but don't worry, we've got a lot more videos coming your way, so subscribe to stay up to date on everything. A like on this video would really help us out, and you can check out some no commentary gameplay clips of the play session, including co-op, by clicking on the screen. For now, I will speak to you next time. Goodbye!